Welcome to episode 55.
Wow,
where
that was
Zoe has
enthusiastic.
just informed me that we are no longer doing mini-sodes.
Wow. Well, I didn't inform you. We just had a discussion and you agreed because basically we keep doing episodes that are 40 minutes long, no matter what one they are. So if we just go with whatever length it is, that's what length
You're
it
basically
is.
saying that we'll probably end up still trying to do longer and shorter ones, right? Because we pick topics that try and line up with a shorter one, which used to be the mini-sodes, and then longer ones, which used to be the main ones.
But the mini-sodes were never less than 20 minutes.
No.
Which
yeah,
is fine.
I think we'll still try and bounce between longer and smaller topics, but yeah, there isn't a confined.
Yeah.
Last episode was meant to be a mini-sode, but ended up being 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there'll still be shorter and long ones, like you say, but
yeah, but no more of the
it'll
name.
be what it'll be.
Just episodes, man.
Just episodes.
When's
just
season
vibing.
2 coming?
Season 2, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Gotta reset back to zero.
No.
It's gonna go to episode 472.
Yeah, well, I reckon we've done nearly 200 episodes now, if you counted them all in.
200.
Right?
Oh,
Have
what?
we? Let
You're
me
only
see.
on this was 56 or something, and then you've got 40 minisodes, and then you've got a few guests.
47 minisodes
Yeah.
plus guest episodes.
150 tops.
Okay,
man.
what do you reckon it is then? Guess.
127.
It's only 111.
There you go. See, I knew that.
It feels like so many more than that.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know why our artwork's still the old artwork on iTunes as well.
Weird.
Could never get it to update that, but oh well. Anyway, what are we talking about today, Harry?
Well, we went to Alton Towers recently.
Yes, we did.
So we'll talk about that. We mainly went. Well, there's a few reasons. One, well, the most important, I guess, is that Gangsta Granny had recently opened, which is their new small-scale dart ride themed to David Walliams'
book.
children's book,
Yeah.
Gangsta Granny.
Yeah.
So that was one of the reasons. Second reason was the park is currently hosting Mardi Gras, which is an event usually hosted in February, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Interesting.
But it's May when we went, and now it's June. So that we wanted to kind of check that out. They also have currently some temporary fairground flat rides at the park. We'll talk about that in a bit, and that's another reason why I wanted to go. And the final reason was to time how long it took some rides to go around.
Oh, yeah.
For a video.
I was like, what was the last reason that he's going to come up with? But yeah, that's what we were doing.
And we'll talk about that. So let's, in order of importance, go with Gangsta Granny.
What, least important or most important?
I said order of importance.
Okay.
So let's hear your thoughts about Gangsta Granny.
Yeah, well, didn't enjoy the 100-minute queue.
No, the queue is tragic.
Why does the queue not move?
Yeah.
I can't. So the whole time, it was one of those queues where you just don't move at all, which is really painful. And it was mainly inside, which was really hot, and there was just people everywhere. But when we got to the front and we could see the cars going, I don't know why it took that long.
Yeah.
Because the cars were coming quite fast after each other.
Well, I think it's a thing of, this is a dart ride where the train, it stops. It's not like Jewel or those continuously moving dart rides, right?
Yeah.
Where you're always moving through a scene. It stops and you have a show scene, right? So that limits how many trains you've got.
But surely there was fast tracks or something
that
was
I think
slowing it up.
The real kicker is that they're 8-person trains, but obviously in COVID you could only get one group on.
Yeah.
And, for us that was 2 people.
Yeah.
So there was 2 people per train.
But even if that's the case, there's 2 people per train, the queue was not long for the amount that we didn't move. Do you know what I mean?
You're right. I think
there must have been a fast
track. It's a
track
mixture of low capacity ride to begin with, matched with COVID restrictions making it even worse, and it was a somewhat busy day at Tower, so there would have been some fast track for it. Probably.
There must have been, because there's no way that we waited 100 minutes to move that long.
The queue itself isn't bad, right?
No,
the queue lines are
it's
right.
quite funny.
Yeah, it's interesting. You got stuff to see, but when you don't
but not
move,
when you're standing there for 100 minutes.
Exactly. So that was the worst part, the fact that it just doesn't move.
But it's just because it was busy. On a normal day, it'd be probably fine, but it was a hot day. It was the Friday before half term.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of people hanging around, but But yeah, I liked it. Like, I don't really remember what that area was like before. Because I
No.
don't think I would have ever been in there,
Not
would I?
really, no.
Yeah, in Cloud Cuckoo or whatever it was previously. But, I mean, if you'd never been in there, you wouldn't realise that it's just been, like, put a couple of facades on or whatever. Because it's pretty decent what they've put up. It's very colourful. Like, they've themed everything to something, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But, I mean, obviously it's just a starting point, isn't it? Like, there's only one proper ride there at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
And it needs something else.
What about the ride itself?
The ride itself was quite good
Yeah?
for what it is. Like, if you're going to do a dark ride like that, I think that's as good as you're going to get it without being like Disney or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there was a mix of lights, effects like smoke, bubbles, like screens, all different things put together to like make it into a story, if that makes sense. So like it was cool and interesting.
Yep.
And I think if you're a kid, it would be very like realistic to go through there. I mean, we didn't know the story of Gangsta Granny or
Obviously,
whatever,
no.
but it was quite cool, even though we didn't know. Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? What did you think?
Well, as you said, that's what I liked about it the most, right? Was that it was story based.
Yeah.
There's lots of dark rides out there. You know, Jewel is a dark ride in the UK at Alton Towers, right? There's no real story or premise to it, obviously.
There's a theme, but no point.
Another one, Wallace and Gromit, you know, Thriller-matic, that dark ride at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It's a good ride, right? But it only shows, like, the best of scenes from different Wallace and Gromit episodes. There's no story.
I think that's what was good about this, because
For sure.
It wasn't just Gangsta Granny theme and you have a scene about, you know, Bob, the character Bob, or something. It was literally this, probably true to the story of the book, where like,
at least an adaptation.
You're going, I don't know what it was. You were trying to steal the crown jewels, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like, it was a story. It wasn't just here's a room, here's a room, here's a room, and they're all themed to Gangsta Granny. It was like, it progressed
through the story
of it.
And you know, had different rooms, and the rooms didn't all feel the same. It wasn't always the same effect. It wasn't always the same kind of
vibe.
Yeah, vibe.
There was a bit
visuals.
of turning around as well. Like, you went back on yourself.
Yeah.
You span around at one point.
Yeah.
And also I like the fact that, like, because normally, so like, for example, like Ratatouille, you're meant to be a rat in that scene.
Yes.
But you don't really feel like a rat in that scene. You just feel like you're watching it, right?
Yes.
Whereas this was like, at the end, I think they turned the cannon on us or something.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, they shout you out, don't they? What did they say? They said something like, are you with them or something? To us directly, where it was like, you are literally in the story with the granny or whatever.
Well, this is it. You're meant to be on a tour of the Crown Jewels, to see them eventually. Yeah, no, for sure.
Which I thought was cool, that they actually shout you out and you're in it, kind of thing.
Yeah. I think the ride vehicle itself gives them a lot of leeway, you know, because I was thinking, you said Ratatouille, and one of the things about Ratatouille is just some of it feels like it's just empty space. A lot of it feels like it's just nothing. You know, there's nothing to focus on until you find something that they want you to see. Whereas with this, I feel like they are very good at making sure you're looking at something.
Right, they're pointing you
It
at
never
something.
felt like it was empty, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Even when you were navigating between scenes, it always felt like there was something there, something to see. You couldn't see the ceiling.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so...
so the car's like a big box, isn't it?
Yeah,
where
with a lid.
essentially you can only see out the front. So it's like a blind.
But again, I think that really probably helps, because there'll be other cars going along at the same time.
Yeah,
so
you
it
never
probably
see
hides,
them.
Yeah, exactly. Hides that. Hides all the doors that are closed behind you to you know, cut off the scenes.
Yeah, it never felt like we were moving to a different room.
No.
It just felt like a continuation.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but no, there was some really nice effects, some really nice projections.
You jumped near
I
the
did,
end.
yeah.
Out of your skin.
It was good. There were some like funny bits. I remember one of them was like an animated section where it's basically just a screen, but then the screen became a physical.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
This looks so
You were like,
stupid.
what is that? But in a way,
It's
like,
good.
it's still good.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
there's no other way they could have done it.
I
but it was
like
funny.
that they did that.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like, oh yeah, it gives it some kind of, you know, physical depth. But yeah, it was funny. But no, it's just really good for Alton Towers to have another dart ride at the park, and a good one. Like, I mean,
It's very good.
The UK doesn't have that many dart rides, right? But it's up there. It's obviously a really good one, and I enjoyed it. I definitely,
especially given the fact that it's based for families.
yeah, based
There's
for families,
not a
low
lot
budget
else.
ride,
Yeah,
very small ride area.
There's not much else I'd say you could add to it to make it
No.
better. Like the queue was really interesting. The
Yeah.
kids could watch, like, basically they had all the characters from the book as like portraits, and they had a little speaker under each one with like things the character says. So like there's a lot for kids to look at. There was that thing on the wall as well, like, what's your royal name or something, where it was like, you know, something Mr. Bum or something like that.
Yeah.
Every time.
It's good.
Yeah, and it was all like very interesting.
For sure. I'd love to ride it again to see what you know, you always miss something.
Oh yeah.
But that'll be a fun one to do once, you know, the queues calm down a bit and it becomes a bit less busy. Maybe it'll be one thing that we do, you know, most of the time we go to Towers.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, no, it's really good to see Cloud Cuckoo Land being used again. As you said, they pretty much just slapped the skin over it, right? Other than
which is fair enough.
Yeah,
For now.
kind of.
No, it's
for
fair
now.
enough for now.
Yeah, if that's how it's going to be forever, then nah. But
Yeah.
hopefully, you know, as you mentioned, there's loads of other buildings in that area that can be utilised with something.
Yeah.
So hopefully they continue to expand the world of David Walliams with more rides.
Yeah.
More things to do. But no, it was
sure.
enjoyable.
Yeah,
Anyway,
because one of the flat rides that they've got temporarily is in there as well.
yes.
So it'd be interesting to see what they do with that space, whether they put a real flat ride in or...
It's tucked in the corner, isn't it?
It
so,
is.
Don't know.
Interesting.
Anyway, let's move on to those flat rides then.
Yeah.
So they've got 4 flat rides.
Yeah, we didn't
They've
do one
got-
of them though.
No, they've got like... I genuinely don't know the names of them. So I
Flippy
can't.
Floppy Doodah, and
They've
then
got
the
a
spinny
waltzer.
one.
They've got one that basically just... There's 3 arms, the whole thing spins, and each arm has 3 seats and those spin.
Yeah.
Like a teacups, basically. That's a glorified teacups. That was the one in David Walliams. And they've got one that just keeps bouncing up and down on these arms and it's like spins. And then they've got kind of an Enterprise style, but you're suspended below in almost what looks like paraglider
Yeah.
chairs. And that just spins. So,
Lots of spinning.
Lots, of course. I mean, that's just flat rides. But we wanted to go on all of them, but we managed to get on 3 of the 4, not the last one I was describing. I think it's called a paratrooper, but I have no idea. What did you think, generally? First of all, what did you think going into it?
Yeah, I thought, what the hell are they doing? This
Yeah.
is crap, is what I thought.
Yeah.
Then they brought out the advertising of like the Retro Squad,
Yeah.
cool like videos they did, which I thought was hilarious. Like, that's such a good way to
Oh,
promote
yeah,
it.
they did it very well.
Amazing. And then I was a bit more on board. Then we went on them, and I was like, okay, I see what they're doing here.
Yeah.
They'd made a bit of effort with the signage.
Yeah, they skinned it all. So
Yeah.
they've added signs to everything and even the, you know, op cabins and stuff like that,
Yeah.
which was really good because if they didn't do that, then it would have felt even worse.
Yeah. If I wasn't an enthusiast in quotation marks, I wouldn't have any idea that they're temporary rides.
No.
I'd be like, they've just got 3 new rides. What's going on?
Yeah.
Or 4 new rides. Yeah, you wouldn't really know. You can get the vibe of it. Like, it looks, when you look at the actual decoration on the thing, you can tell.
The telltale sign is those lights,
Yeah,
right?
the lights, the classic lights,
It's just
the colours.
I hate that aesthetic,
Yeah.
right? That
Tacky.
Yeah, well, it's the fairground lights
Yeah.
aesthetic. That's pretty much the big sign of the temporary vibe.
Yeah, but they did everything they possibly could have done with it to make it like seem good. Mm-hmm. The rides themselves were really funny.
Yeah.
The first one we went on was the David Walliams one, which was like fandangos dancing something or other. That one went on forever.
It did.
To the point where I was like, okay, this is a bit long now.
Yeah.
Because it was so repetitive, but it was really funny. Like, it whooshed you through, didn't it? Like, through the holes, and yeah, it was really good. The waltzer. I loved.
That was fantastic.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, we'd be sat there not spinning, and then all of a sudden it would literally just like go mental.
Yeah.
And we were just like spinning like hell.
It's great.
It was so funny and like really comfortable as well. Like a good amount of spin and good seats and everything.
Yeah. Enjoyed that a lot.
Hilarious.
Didn't expect that one to be so good.
Funny. Yeah, so funny. Then my favourite, is
Mixtape.
Mixtape. Such a good name as well, because what it does is like a cycle of all these different random movements. So like one of them will be like you're bouncing up and down but also spinning. Then one of them will be like it spins as well as the whole thing spinning.
Yeah.
And then like I don't know what else it was doing. It did like at least five different movements.
Yeah, sometimes it would take you to the top
It'd be
and
like,
then drop you.
Yeah, like it would put everyone up and you'd still be spinning, but everyone would go up and then you'd suddenly drop down, or like then you'd be each arm is alternating up and down. Yeah, it was hilarious.
It's good. It's
so
good.
funny.
Yeah.
And like the music they had was blasting. It was just good vibes, man.
Definitely. Way better than the old flat ride that used to be in the X sector, which was Submission, hot garbage ride. But yeah, no, I mean, it's a really good thing that these rides are here. I mean, I'd love for them to have some more permanent, you know, I say real, but, you know, real flat rides in the future to kind of fill the gaps of what those rides filled, right?
Yeah, what it highlights is that they could have them in there
of course
for real.
They could, because like all of the spaces where
were
flat
old
rides
ones.
used to be.
Yeah.
You know,
which is just really sad when you think about it.
Of course it is, yeah. So, you know, it's
and
definitely...
like our day was so different because of it, and
definitely.
because like we went on a dark ride. We hardly did any roller coasters.
We did Wicker Man, 13,
Nemesis.
and Nemesis. That's
all we did.
Yeah, and it was good. Yeah,
yeah,
you're
and
right.
it was like still we did so much during the day.
Yeah.
Even though it was very busy, but yeah, I like them. I really want mixtape to stay. Is that like can you get that in a real version, not a flat temporary one?
You could probably get all of them real versions, right? What makes them permanent is just kind of like they just change the way they're set up. You know, most of them you look at them and you go, oh yeah, you can tell it's traveling because, you know, it uses like tires or something to spin.
Whereas you could like mount it into the ground or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You just buy a more permanent looking version, which has all of the motors built in rather than them being like drive tires, stuff like that. So yeah, you could probably get them all. Don't know.
Petition to get real mixtape.
Yeah.
It was so good, man. It was like the way it bounced and like span at the same time was like you were like jumping, like airtime jumps. It was so weird.
Fun. What about Mardi Gras then?
Mardi Gras, yeah.
So I think we
kind of missed Mardi Gras.
Missed it all. The problem we had, right? Well, first of all, we kind of beeline straight to Gangsta Granny, hoping the queue would be short, and it obviously wasn't.
It was not.
We just dipped straight away, and that meant we kind of just blitzed through Tower Street.
Yeah, we didn't see the performance in the morning with everyone.
Yeah, so we got told by Sean of Parksville that between like 10:15 and 10:45, all of the performers, you know, entertainment people were in Tower Street dancing and vibing. We didn't know that. I don't.
Yeah, where's the sign to say?
Yeah, and this is my big problem, right? Like, this should all be signposts.
Yeah.
It should be like, you know, these. You know, this is going to happen at this time.
Maybe it was on the map, but like, who's getting a map nowadays? It's all on the app, isn't it?
Yeah, it is on the app. Maybe it's on the app. Maybe we just didn't see.
But we didn't see it. So if we didn't see it and we were using it for times all day long, then
yeah. But then even you know, later in the day, they have all of these like stages.
Yeah.
For different performers in different areas, and we saw the majority of the stages, but we only ever saw people perform once.
Yeah.
That was in the X sector because we just happened to be there.
Yeah.
And again, like perhaps maybe they're just random.
They come in?
But yeah, if you know,
let us know, guys.
These people are going to be here at this time. We would have made sure we were there.
Yeah,
you know?
we would have been there to see it.
Definitely. So we kind of feel like we missed out on a lot of what was going on purely because we were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's a bit mad how, like, obviously the park's so big that without letting people know, I think a lot of people would have missed a lot of it.
Yeah, for sure, exactly. So,
but I liked the fact they had. I mean, what was the big stage for as well?
Oh no,
what's that there for?
I looked at that, and they do have signs for all the shows that are going on. There is one, but I think it's just again tucked away somewhere.
So there's a big stage in the middle of the grass.
Yeah, and
they do
not Mardi Gras shows, but just like
shows.
These random characters, these random Towers characters.
Okay.
Quite frequently it seems, but again, like we didn't really go over there.
No.
Yeah, I think near the entrance there just needs to be a bit of information, and then you know, or pointing people to go, look, go on the app and look at all these show times. You know.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to turn up.
No. And like the one we did see was it's a bit tragic because like There was no kind of crowd of people watching. There was literally about 10 people, including us, who were kind of standing watching them. The rest of the people were just getting on with their day. Like, there was no real build-up. Even though they kind of waited around for a bit and got everyone involved for about 10 minutes, like to say they were going to do a dance, there wasn't a build-up of a crowd. And maybe that's just because no one was interested. But, like, I feel like no one knew...
What was going
on? It wasn't an official, like, thing.
No, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we're just unlucky in the fact that we missed it all, but
I think they added to the vibe of the thing.
Yeah, for sure. Like what we saw was really cool, and they were all really good. The main guy was hilarious, so like it was good, but we just missed a lot of it.
But there's already been more entertainment people throughout the park. David Walliams had quite a few going on.
Yeah, they did. They were funny.
And then Tower Street have the Alton Towers Police Patrol or something like that. ATTP, I think it is.
ATTP.
Alton Towers
Police, ATTP. Alton Towers.
Traffic Patrol.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're good. It's just nice to have,
a bit of life.
Exactly. A bit of something going on.
But I like the fact they had like 1,000 benches out.
Oh, yeah.
For picnics and stuff.
Definitely.
Like, that should just be a permanent thing because, especially in COVID where we kind of have to eat outside generally, that was really good. And I liked the food street they had set up with the carts and everything, even though everything was like £100 for like one meal.
Obviously, that's temporary. That's just for Mardi Gras.
Yeah. But it was cool to see a bit of something else going on.
Yeah.
And it was very popular, like loads of people getting food all day, so...
Exactly, yeah. It's all good stuff. It's all, pointing in the right direction for Towers. Ever since the Smiler Crash things haven't been that great in terms of what's been going on, and then post Wicker Man things have been improving, every so often. And even post-COVID, it seems, not post-COVID, but during COVID, it seems like they're pushing for these events and things to do. And
it's busy, like people are obviously staying in the UK doing other things with their time.
Just generally, it's a good direction. It feels like things are going in the right way.
Yeah.
So let's hope that it continues to go in the right direction, Anyway, the final thing we did was, as I said, record time some of the rides. So what we were doing is like measuring, basically opening our phone stopwatch and pressing start when a train left the station, and then pressing lap, to time how long it takes one lap. But every time another train leaves the station. So we're timing how long it takes the trains to dispatch from the station, basically. Mm-hmm. And we did that for all of the 7 big roller coasters.
Absolutely thrilling stuff.
Of course it is. It is. So there'll be a video out basically analysing Alton Towers operations, which is something I wanted to do. I mean, Coaster Studios Taylor has been doing this before, where he times how long it takes certain rides to load. That's the best
trains,
way to load the trains, which is the moment the air gates open to the moment it's dispatched, right? Which fine is the bit that ride operators have mercy over. They can extend or reduce that time to their at their own ability, but it isn't a true dispatch because you're forgetting about all the time it takes for the train behind the one in the station to move into the station, the restraints to open, and then the air gates open, right? So that's what we were doing. We're measuring that, and also Taylor only gets like one time for every ride. We were trying to aim for 10 to create an average.
Yeah.
So
because they were very different, weren't they?
Yeah. Sometimes they're really good. Sometimes they were a bit naff, but then the averages to kind of tell that story of roughly where they are. There'll be a video explaining that and talking about the different capacities of the rides. What's most interesting is if you compare what the ride manufacturers say about the rides. Like Nemesis can handle apparently 1,400 people, whereas Wicker Man is like 950. If you compare what the manufacturer says to what we say, it's a very different story in terms of the rides that have the highest capacity. Like the order just completely changes. So
like what they can achieve and what they're actually achieving is different.
It's different, yes. Yeah. And sometimes it's a big kind of change where one of the more high throughput rides becomes the least.
Because of the dispatch time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that'll be out. And it'll be interesting to see.
How exciting, eh?
I know. We're interested to hear your opinions when that comes out. But then, we'll also do it for other UK parks as well, because I'd love to compare cross parks. especially between parks that have similar rides. You know, it'd be cool to compare Nemesis to Nemesis Inferno,
Yeah.
Rita to Stealth,
Yeah.
stuff like that are similar-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting. So we'll see. But that's about it.
Yeah. And next week we're off again, aren't we?
We are.
We're off again. What's going on? We're doing stuff now.
I know. Crazy.
All this going out and about.
Yeah, so I've been visiting more kind of smaller UK theme parks. More recently, you know, not Chessington, what? Paulton's Park, Drayton Manor, Oakwood. You know, we went to Towers, and now we're hitting up the other 3 Mardi parks. So we're going to Legoland Windsor to try out Mythica.
I'm well excited for that.
And the Flying Theatre. We've both never done one, so it's going to be very interesting to get on that. Then we head over to Chessington to go on Croc Drop, but we haven't been properly since 2016.
Yeah, insane.
So we'll try, keyword,
the waterfall thing.
Well, I was going to say try on getting all the rides that we haven't been on before.
Well, yeah, the Tiger theme we
Tiger
haven't
Rock
done.
Tomb Master's changed since we went. Gruffalo, Zufari we never went on.
How have we not been on all of this stuff?
Room on the Broom maybe. So there's quite a lot to do there. And then finally we're hitting up Thorpe Park. I want to try Black Mirror.
Yeah.
They've got that
interesting
Mirror Maze thing. So that'd be good. We need to, but you have to book time slots.
Do you?
Yeah, so we'll have to book it early.
Okay.
And also they've changed Darren Brown's Ghost Train.
No.
They've changed the story.
Stop.
So you'll be coming on that with me.
What is it now?
I don't know.
Is it scarier?
Well, they've just kind of changed the angle that you approach it at with.
I don't like that, guys. Nah.
Again,
Can you stop changing it? Because that means I have to keep going on it.
And again, you have to book that. So
okay.
I think I'm maybe getting the very last slot. You know.
Right. Yeah.
So
Brilliant. Just leave it to the end, so I'm worrying about it all day.
I don't worry about it. It's not that spooky. Just take off the goggles.
Literally, I just shut my eyes the whole time.
So try out those 2. Get back on some of the rides. I kind of want to go on Stealth and Saw, and time them. Yes. Most importantly, time them.
Yeah.
So there you go. Big trip.
Big plans.
You know, follow us over on Twitter at CoasterBot, Instagram at CoasterBot,
TikTok at CoasterBot.
There's nothing on there, but sure.
Yes, there is. There's loads of stuff on there.
Yeah, so we'll be posting, you know, about our experiences throughout the day and stuff like that on those. So yeah, if you're interested, give them a follow like, whatever. I don't know. They're all follow, aren't they?
Follow, yeah.
Yeah, they are. So there you go. We're done.